I'm back. I never left. Okay. Last of Us Season 2, Episode 4. This one's the one I was most excited about so far. So far, this is the one I've been most excited about. Okay. So, I start the episode with, these Fedra guys are gonna blow up, right? Isaac was Fedra. Damn, guess that means they don't blow up. These people look mighty hungry. I knew it. They did blow up. Because they were being assholes. And the people in the streets looked hungry. And then Isaac did the thing. Which is nice for his backstory. I feel like we don't get a lot of Isaac backstory. But then again, I haven't picked up all the collectibles in the second game, so I'm not really sure if there's backstory in those like there was for Ish, you know? Isaac was a wolf for 11 years, which is wild. Wait, no. Sorry. I thought that said Fedra. I know I said wolf. And it is written as wolf, but it says Fedra above that, and I like... Anyway. Isaac was a wolf for 11 years, which is a long time. And then we go back to Ellie and Dina, and I said, did she just pick up a pregnancy test? I love Dina and Ellie. And I said she did pick up a test a little later than I thought. And then it's like, I'm gonna pee. Duh. Seattle day 1. Yeah. And now she knows for sure that she's pregnant. And Ellie also knows that you're lying about being okay because you're a bad liar, which is good. They don't know what pride is or what the rainbow deal is, which I think is really endearing and like cute and all. Maybe they're just optimists. Optimistically fucking who they want. Which is awesome. But I think it's cute that they're like obviously in love with each other and like, I wonder what all these rainbows are for. Because like they don't know. They weren't alive during any of it. And they're just like, oh. Yeah, no, the rainbows are you. The rainbows are you. And then I said, yay, the tank part with like the fire bodies, you know. Wolves undercover killing regular Fedra, hence all the bodies. Which is why I think the bodies were all over the place. Like, I think the wolves were undercover as Fedra to kill Fedra, and then that's why there's so many Fedra bodies all over the ground. But, I mean, I understand it could also be the Seraphites. Could go either way. But based on the thing with Isaac at the beginning, where he was dressed in Fedra uniform and then killed all the Fedra guys, I feel like possibly. And then Ellie talking about space stuff to Dina is lovely. Absolutely adorable. I love that they're like, hey, she likes space. Hey, she likes dinosaurs, just like the game. The radio tower with the giant wolf graffiti is such easy pickings, you know? Like, let's just announce it to everyone that we are here. Yay, the music store. And then it says, I hear Gustavo playing background music. Gustavo sent I don't know how to say his name. He did all the music for the first game, the second game, and obviously parts of the show, or if not all of the show. And I could hear it. I'm like, that's him. You know how I know that's him? Because I've played the game so many times. I think I've played the first game 19 times and the second game once. I heard Gustavo playing and I freaked out. I freak out every time I can tell, like I can hear him. I'm like, And then it says, munch away, Shimmer, munch away, enjoy your last meal. Well, it's not, in fact, Shimmer's last meal. I'm happy about that. And it said, Dina's bad. Oh, I thought that said bad at first, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, yes, she's fine, but fine as in, like, attractive, and, like, bad as in attractive, not as in, like, bad acting, or, like, what. I meant bad as in fine as in attractive. But I actually wrote band because that's what I actually meant. So Dina's band, Drummity Drum Drum Drum, Gustavo I Love. Go Ellie, play away, flirt girlies, flirt. It's so pretty in the overgrown stores. They're cute. Little Dina's smile hearing Ellie sing and play. It's the way that Dina looks at Ellie and the way that Ellie looks at Dina. Oh, the actors did such a good job. I love them so much. It's actually crazy. They're adorable and fantastic. And it says, and then, this is like a genuine question for Bella Ramsey, okay? Which I'm sure once I catch up on interviews and stuff that I'll be like, oh yeah, somebody else asked that. It's possible it's already been asked and I've already seen it. I just have a shit memory, okay? How hard is it to sing in a not British accent while playing an American? Because, like, Bella Ramsey is, like, from Europe. And Ellie Williams was born in North America. And therefore has American accent. And Bella Ramsey has British accent, or I think British. I am so very bad at geography. But how hard is it to, first off, not only not talk in your normal voice, but to not sing in your normal voice? That sounds so difficult. So difficult. And then it says, good job, dude. Because, like, that's impressive that you were able to do it at all. Impressive. Good job, dude. And then it says, that was so cute. And then it says, Dina's crying, oh no. And then Dina said he taught you well. And then Ellie said he did. And I melted. That's... Ooh. Everything hurts so bad. All of it. So painful. I love the symbolism between her leaving the guitar out at the music shop, like the way she did, and when she'll do it at the end of the season. Game players will know the part I'm talking about where she leaves the guitar out. TV show watchers, just wait. Don't look it up. You don't need to know now. You will know when it happens, okay? Just trust me. That symbolism, it's going to line up so nice. I can almost guarantee it. It's a Mouska tool that'll help us later, you know? And it's... Oh, I'm, like, so confident that it happens. And if it doesn't, it is such a missed opportunity. Or if it gets cut, such a missed opportunity. I don't think it'll get cut, though. It's kind of important. I'm sure it'll get left because this is very well planned. And the circumstances are so different, it's going to be beautiful. Like, side by side, it's going to go crazy. Ooh, yeah. So the symbolism of her leaving the guitar in the music shop. I'm so ready. And then it says, not the Seraphite torture, with, like, the pan. Painful. Brutal. Good character development for Isaac. It's not good, like, obviously not good character development, but, like, good bad character development. I like the cooking backstory. That was a fun touch. The naked torture, not so fun. Not good. And I think the Seraphites and the wolves are obviously both in the wrong. But currently, Isaac, the wolf, more wrong. Way more wrong. And then it says, at least you put him out of his misery? I guess. But you're the one who caused the misery, so, like, that's kind of... That point is null and void, you know? Isaac and the other guy, which the one that he, like, told, like, no, you're coming out of the truck with me, you know? We're gonna go check this out together. And then he blew up the other guys. Him... Oh, God. And the guy that he saved have become the assholes from the inside of that truck. Like, at first they had morals, I guess. And then now they're just dead inside and doing the bad things. Like, they've succumbed to the apocalypse, kind of. And And then it says, what the fuck is this? Not bodies hanging from the ceiling, so consider it a win. Which is like, I'm assuming the bodies next to the buildings. I don't remember. But the comment I made is mouse tool that'll help us later. And I said, it is now bodies hanging from the ceiling. You weren't prepared, were you? Good question, Gina. What the fuck is wrong with Seattle? Because there are bodies with organs falling out. And did you know? I would assume you know if you watched the Making of The Last of Us like segment that comes on after you watch the episode, that was like practical. Like there were actual people, like real living people hanging up there, like by like harnesses strapped to their back, and like they had like the guts falling off. That was like people up there, like not like fake bodies, you know, like dummies. It was like real people. That's really cool. Anyway, shout out to the stunt people because they be putting in work. They don't have the pictures because in the game, at the TV station, one of the people that they were looking for is already dead, and she has pictures of everybody else in the group with their names on it. They don't have the pictures. But since Dina was there and caught the names, they don't need the pictures, which I guess kind of makes more sense in terms of like TV show progression. So I think that makes sense. So that's something from the game that's different. But I think it's a good different based on how they're putting this season together. That makes sense in the context of this version. And then it says, train station time. This is going to be absolutely sick. I love the flare landing on the cordyceps patch. So good. You know how, like, fancy people drink, like, really nice wine and, like, fancy cheese, and they go, lovely. That's how I feel about The Last of Us. When something nice happens, I'm like, lovely. It's just the way that it is. And then the guards are like, I thought it was supposed to be empty. And then I said, it's always supposed to be empty. It never is. And then Dina's counting. I don't know why I'm counting down, but she's counting infected based on sound. And I said, definitely more than 5, girl. The train being full of bodies, the one that they have to crawl through, is a really nice touch. And I like that the clicker window was included, because, like, that's in the game, and that made me happy. It was so intense and perfect. That whole scene was so good. And then Ellie got full on bit, which means I understand Dina's panic a bit more now. I also understand the change for TV show sake, because, like, they wouldn't have had time to put, like, the masks on, obviously. Which I think that makes more sense, because, like, in the game, you're standing in the spores before the character puts their mask on, you know? Like, I feel like that's definitely not as believable as it is in the show. So I understand the changes they made to do that correctly. A little disappointed that the spores weren't the Ellie and Dina part. However, I do understand it. Like, I like the way they did it. And don't worry, because coming at you next time is spores. So, it's fine. But Ellie got full on bit again. So I understand Dina's panic. I also understand the change for TV sake. And the save was so much more personal. Like in the game, Dina tries to give Ellie her mask, and like Dina's like, Ellie's like, no, I'm immune, don't, I'm not coughing, we're good, just go. But because that's iconic for game Dina and Ellie, but for show Dina and Ellie like puts her hand out, I'm pretty sure, to save Dina, and gets bit there, and it's like a I'll die for you type, which there's another I die for you moment in the next episode, and I'm so excited to talk about it because that is fresh in my mind, and holy shit. So Ellie got full on bit. Say was super personal. And then Dina realizing that she has to shoot Ellie because she sees the bite. So painful. You can see it in her eyes. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. But like you see like that realization. I don't understand how actors can do that, where they're like they like change the look in their eyes. That's like no, but also like that resolve is like fuck, I'm gonna have to. And then my next one is poor Dina, and then Ellie's like, I would die for you, I would, which is my babies, my babies, no. And then the way that the gun, like Dina is pointed it at Ellie, and then she slightly lowers it at the hope that she's telling the truth, and then the resolution that she has to in the re-raise, that was so painful to watch. So painful to watch. I'm obsessed with that scene. Obsessed. I think I'm obsessed. I love Dina. I love Dina. In the game, she's in the way, but like physically, like the NPC AI is not well. It's not well. It is. It needs help. But as a character, love. And TV show Dina. Oh, holy fuck. And like, and then my next one says, this hurts. It makes sense though. And then it says, poor Dina again. And then it says, Ellie, I'm pregnant. And then they make out immediately. I'm like, and then, so the Ellie, I'm pregnant. And then they jump right into making out. And then in all caps, it says, more than making out, more than making out. And then I said, that's not really the time. But it's better than Ellie calling her a burden, like in the game. So I much prefer this version of the reaction, where they're just like, we're gonna fuck now. What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna get pregnant? We are both of the same genitalia. And you're already pregnant. So, like, we're good. There's like, might as well. And then, I really wanted to wear short sleeves again, which is why she did the chemical burn. Like that's like her like jokey answer for that. I was like valid, and which is love that she's just so she's just like so trying to lighten the mood, you know. And I says, my babies, I love you. And then when Ellie was like, how? When Dina was like, I obviously knew you were into me. And then Ellie was like, how? And I was like, girl, you are not subtle in the slightest. Dina knew. Everybody knew. And then it says, Dina, our bi queen. You're so adorable together. Goddamn. That test is still good. All, like, the pregnancy tests are all still good. I mean, you are just peeing on a stick. But, like, it's been 20 years of the apocalypse. Like, I feel like, I don't know. And then I like that this version of Ellie takes the news of the pregnancy much better than the game version. I love this portrayal of Ellie. I'm gonna be a dad. I love that for you, girly. Ellie realizing she's gonna go alone. Like, she's like, I'm gonna have to. Like, she's pregnant. I can't, like, lead her out into big scary world. It's like a fleeting, like, I'm gonna have to go by myself. And then it says, together, my babies. Which I'm assuming is, like, end of episode on the roof when they're like, you go, I go, we go together. And then it says, okay, episode over. And then it says, so Shimmer didn't blow up, which is good. However, she's all alone out there somewhere and probably gonna die, which is heartbreaking, but we didn't have to see it, which is slightly better, but also heartbreaking. And then the next episode in the hospital basement is gonna go crazy, and it did. None of us ever leave to become a wolf. Right. Okay. So that's the Scar Seraphite. It's the same. Scars are just what the wolves call the Seraphites. Okay. For those who don't know. So none of us Seraphites ever leave to become a wolf, which is correct. But people who only watch the TV show, stop watching here. Okay? Stop watching here. Goodbye. Hang up. And then, game people, Lev and Yara leave leave the Seraphites to be fireflies, kind of. They run away and join up with a wolf. So, like, technically that does happen, which is great. But it's not technically, they kind of just run away, but, like, technically it could go both ways. Anyway, that's the end of episode 4. That episode has my heart. It's so good. It's so good. So if you haven't, I mean, I'm assuming that you're watching this, you've seen that episode. I would love to talk about this episode more. Because they're just so cute. Oh my god. I can't handle it. I simply cannot. But also, yes. But also, yes. And then we have my episode 5 notes. So I'm going to do one more of these, and then I'll be caught up on filming them. And then they'll go up at this week at some point, because, you know, the first one that I recorded still has not finished. It's like, it just finally finished uploading before I started recording this one. I don't think it's finished processing yet, or checking yet. So we will see how many of these actually go up. But I'm going to hang up now, and I'm going to film the last one of these for today. I could have 5 weeks of videos, which would be great. However, I want to be caught up for next week. So I'm hoping these will all go out this week. Perhaps. Mayhaps. And then I can finally watch the Cassinda videos, which is going to be great, because I've been holding off and I really want to watch them so bad. I'm very excited to see what they think about this season, because it's so good. Okay, I'm going to hang up now, record the other one. Goodbye.